Formula One has always been the relentless pursuit of speed. Any races where the cars are flat out and the driver is giving everything he's got is a sight to see. And that's why qualifying can be enthralling, especially when we get to the top 10 shootout. But the races don't necessarily deliver the high-speed action as qualifying. And that's to be expected. After all, they're running higher fuel for longer duration, and it's not possible to be able to keep up that same pace over an entire 2-hour Grand Prix length. But there is another issue that is killing Grand Prix racing in the modern era. See, tyre management, and by extension car management, is just ruining Formula One races. Races where we only seem to get one pit stop are quite dull and maybe tedious because there's very little action, because the drivers are having to manage the tyres and engine temperatures to be able to stay on track. Now just imagine, with the races opening, first lap, it's brilliant to watch because the cars are going wheel to wheel, fighting for their position, trying to create a gap between them and the car behind. But after we've done a few laps, everything starts to settle down. It starts to get into this tyre management phase. And to be fair, it's not really that interesting. We're watching cars pootle around at 10 seconds off of their qualifying pace just to be able to keep their tyres alive. They can't race with each other because they need to be able to make these tyres do the stint length that they are required to do. That way they can make it to their one pit stop, and then they can go on managing those tyres, the new tyres, until the end of the race. We tend to get better racing towards the end of the Grand Prix once the tyre management and the fuel saving has been completed and the drivers are let loose. This is also when fuel is at the minimum, so speeds tend to pick up towards the end. But waiting an hour and 45 minutes to get a few laps of action, and when they get only 15 minutes to attack and they're 10-20 seconds behind the driver in front, doesn't mean that we get particularly good racing. Now, when we look further down the field and we see drivers who are on a two-stop strategy because their race has dictated that they need more pit stops and fresher tyres, they're pushing harder, they're overtaking more, they're challenging more on track. It's far more interesting. But we don't necessarily get that at the front because they're all in tyre-saving mode. That solitary pit stop racing, that tyre management racing, is just not exciting to watch. Is there a solution? Well, we don't want to see Pirelli bring in intentionally degradable tyres. I also don't necessarily think that we need to have mandated two-stop races or races where all three compounds must be used. But there must be a better solution than just having tyres that, if you don't hold on to them, if you don't manage them, caress them carefully, fall off a cliff, because that's just not interesting for fans to watch. We want to see these drivers going at the racetrack, chasing down other drivers. Think about Qatar. When at Qatar they were mandated they could not do more than 18 laps on a set of tyres for safety reasons. They could unleash all hell on a pair of tyres because they knew they were going to be chucking them away. We got so many overtakes in that race, so much more excitement because the tyres could be used without worrying about making them last for half a race. So it's something that I think Formula One might need to look at with Pirelli for next season. How do you think Formula One and Pirelli could solve the one-stop race tyre management racing? We want to see something more exciting, so please let me know your thoughts in the comments below.